Yes.
I've never done one of these before. I'm excited.
Yeah, this is exciting.
The Human Torch was denied a bank loan.
What?
Anchorman.
Oh, I've actually never seen Anchorman all the way
You
through.
fucking kid. Cancel. Pause.
Okay, let's try this again.
Greg actually paused it.
No, I actually did pause it. I thought he was being serious. So the Human Torch was denied a bank loan.
Yes, he was.
Oh, okay.
He was very upset.
We're not here to talk about the Human Torch, though.
That's on the other side.
That's on the other side. We're on the wrong side. Or the right side. The justice side.
We're on the side of justice.
We're on the side of justice.
What's your name?
My name's Greg.
My name's Looby.
And we're here to do a preview for
Batman
versus Superman.
v Superman.
V Superman.
They're going to be battling it out in court for the whole 2 hours and 31 minutes.
Objection!
During the credits, they're still going to be going at it. The whole credits is going to be people shaking each other's hands and like people crying over whether or not they won or lost.
I agree.
We'll get our money's worth.
Yeah, we'll get our money's worth.
So,
So,
what are your feelings going into this movie?
I am. My hopes could not be higher. I've actually, next to Civil War, I've never been so excited for a movie. You know, it's something I've always wanted to see, and it's definitely something in my adult life. It's just one of those things that I'm so glad I get to see before I die, and I'm hoping I don't die in the next week and a half. So, you know, you get to see Batman versus Superman. You get to see two of the biggest stars in the comic book industry duke it out. Live action.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I'm
Oh, God.
not on the
we go.
exact same side as you. I want to like this movie, but I have a long list of apprehensions written down that I'd like to go over. But let's hear. What about this movie do you think you're most excited for?
What am I most excited for? You know, I'm really excited about the fight sequence. And I know that's probably not going to come to the very end, but damn it, I want to see a mechanical suited Batman kicking the shit out of Superman, put him in his place.
Because here's the thing, from the looks of it, there's going to be more than one fight sequence. Because if you're watching the trailer, the one where he's swinging away, he's just got his regular bat suit on. But then the later one where Batman's starting to hold his own weight, that's when he's got the Iron Man suit.
See, that can be considered a fight sequence, but that's more of just like a cat and mouse kind of game.
Maybe.
You know, Batman's just trying to get away, and I see the point where he crashes the bat car. The bat car. The Batmobile. I couldn't think of the name. He crashes the Batmobile.
My Bat
into
Vespa. Like,
he crashes
the Bat Prius.
Here comes the Bat Beetle.
I get good bat mileage. Okay.
My bat tire went flat.
Oh God. Need my bat pump.
Need to call
my bat donut.
Bat AAA. Bat AAA.
Bat.
Bat. Anyway, so no, I can see how there might be multiple fight sequences, but I'm really excited about the big kahuna, like the final showdown.
So like the one we saw in the latest full trailer when eventually Batman blocks the punch.
That probably got me the most excited, where it was just like, all right, they're not gonna make it seem like Superman's just gonna push him over. You know, they really made Batman stand his own. They really made it true to the Frank Miller comic.
Okay, that's fair.
That's fair?
That's fair.
Okay. What about you? What are you most excited about from the trailer?
The thing I'm most excited about is, you know what, that's a good question because I was so focused on my negatives. But I think I'm more excited for the actual human interactions that we see between them. Like the first moment in the trailer when you see them in their human forms at the gala, yeah. And you can see the tensions building up right away. But I think that they're really saving the meat of that tension for the actual movie.
Yeah.
At least I'm hoping we see more before Lex interrupts, or that maybe Lex leaves and then we see them just continue to kind of back and forth and stare each other down.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. And I'm hoping there's a lot more of that dialogue because that was awesome.
I agree.
That was 5-10 seconds of just pure, like, oh God.
It's like who's going to be the first one to really slip up or just kind of make this bigger than just words.
Yeah. And that kind of bleeds into one of my other real big positives toward the film is they did a great job casting. I think that the role of Ben Affleck for Batman.
Okay.
Oh.
That's how you feel about that.
Oh.
I love it so much.
But the gala. So you really are you're really looking forward to the dialogue between the two of them. I mean, there's probably going to be more.
That's the biggest thing, because when it comes to the actual fighting, yes, the fighting is going to look good, but I really think it's going to be hard for them to top, even though it's animated, hard for them to top the fight scene that we see in The Dark Knight Returns, the animated Blu-ray that came out.
Yeah.
That was it was just perfect. Every move just looked beautiful, and like any one of them could have ended the fight if they just landed one more hit, and then it was.
And I felt like even in the animated movie, Superman was holding back in that fight. Like he really didn't want to kill him, but he was trying to hurt him.
No, he was ultimately just trying to send the message in the right way.
Yeah.
Like he didn't want to, like you said, he didn't want to kill him.
But that's one of the things that it's going to be different between the two movies, because in the animated movie, Superman is actually allied with the government,
Right.
which are in this one, Superman's an enemy of the government.
More or
So
less.
it's kind of, it'll be a little bit of a different feel, like their intentions, but I think it's still going to be just equally as good.
I want to talk about some of the things that have me concerned for the movie. Feel free to stop me at any moment.
I'll let you have your.
Okay. So let's go through the history of this new DC universe. So basically, everything beyond, so past Dark Knight Rises up to the point of Man of Steel.
Okay.
Okay, so Man of Steel comes out. And to be fair, since a lot of people's complaint is that Superman shouldn't have killed Zod, I was okay with that. What I wasn't okay with was just the movie itself, how long the fight scene took between Superman and the girl and then the big tank-looking dude.
Yeah.
That went on way too long. And then there was a thing with him fighting that beam, and then that was over, and then he fought Zod some more, and I got so fucking bored with that. Yeah,
that's a complaint I remember from the Man of Steel is people were saying that drug out too long.
I
Like
agree.
they should have cut a lot of that material out. And I enjoyed the fight sequence, but I can see what you're saying, where you're just sitting there like, okay, well,
Yeah, there's more punches. No one really looks like they're getting tired or anything. And then the fight between Superman and the two just kind of ends. I don't even remember how it actually ends, but
the chick, I think is in the plane with one of the generals or one of the soldiers, and it blows up. I guess she dies.
that's so weak.
Yeah, I mean that was one of the weaker points of Man of Steel, but it was a good origin story overall. But
Yeah, and then Kevin Costner's part was terrible. Because the thing is,
wait, didn't he do that like when he was in the tornado?
yeah, when he was trying to, his message to Clark was basically hide your powers because you don't want the kind of attention, or at least something along that line.
Yeah.
When really the message that he should have been sending, and he could have done it in the same way, it just would have delivered a different message. The message that he should have sent was what the ultimate tragedy of Superman is, that he can't save everyone. Even he, as powerful as he is, if he's saving one person somewhere across the world, someone else is getting hurt. That is what I think the point that should have been driven home, but it wasn't that. It was the other thing.
Yeah.
But, okay, so that's enough about the Man of Steel. What happens next? If you remember the development process, originally it was going to be Man of Steel 2.
Yep.
But later that became Man of Steel, and then they kept hinting at Batman, or at least Bruce Wayne is going to be in it.
Yeah. I mean, they made that little note in Man of Steel where he brought the satellite down.
Yeah, and there's a couple other nods that Wayne Enterprises kind of got hit a little bit by the things that happened in Man of Steel.
Yeah.
And then, so it goes from Man of Steel 2, just Superman's movie, to Man of Steel with Batman, to Batman v Superman. And then to Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. So it keeps building on this thing, and to think that all that happened, and it's only been less than 3 years since Man of Steel.
Yeah, so it literally went from a sequel for Superman to now it's almost like Batman's movie.
Yeah, there's
Because how many people are like really excited about the fact that it's going to be Superman's sequel instead of it's going to be a movie with Batman?
right.
I mean, there's such a more big outcry for, oh my gosh, it's Batman, instead of, oh my gosh, it's a Superman sequel. So in 3 years, it went from Superman getting a second movie to, and it's actually kind of funny because that just it kind of increases the rivalry even in like
real
a
life.
fiction in real life, even like in a fictionalized way. It's just like Batman's just taken over Superman's movie.
Right. So then, in my opinion, given all those changes over what's in the movie world such a short period of time, kind of, to me, makes the foundation really shaky.
Yeah.
So then, but then the way they built this up, now that's becoming the foundation for the entire DC cinematic universe, for these like 10 or so movies that they keep announcing on their roster. So then we start seeing the trailers. The first trailer, awesome.
The teaser.
The teaser where we just see
This
the
Batman-
first teaser was just a statue, right? Was it False God? Was that the first one, or is that part of the
I
trailer?
thought no. The first one was when it was the teaser where Batman was standing in his suit and he pulls the tarp off the signal,
yeah,
turns it
that's
on, and Superman just comes flying in, and his eyes are glowing through the signal.
So that teaser was really good. Then we get the first trailer, which is the False God statue, and then that one, it was a really good trailer. Then we get that second full trailer that we did not get a spoiler alert for in any way. It's the Doomsday trailer.
Oh yeah, we're gonna. I have a completely different discussion for that little sequence. But
Okay. But anyway, so we get that second trailer.
Yeah.
And the third trailer comes out. That's the one where it starts out with Batman. He lunges through that building and he beats the crap out of like 6-7 soldiers.
that was fucking awesome.
It was good. It was really good.
Oh my gosh.
I agree. So then after that comes out,
Yeah.
or at least amidst all these trailer releases,
Yep.
then there's a bunch of news stories that come out. One of the news stories is them talking about the idea of dumping Zack Snyder after
Yeah.
this movie,
Yeah.
which I'm not for, I'm not against, I don't really know, just because one of my problems with him, and it goes back to the fight thing, is that he's a director that's a lot more focused on the visual and the spectacle of it all, which we saw in things like 300 and Watchmen and obviously Man of Steel.
He's the Michael Bay of graphics, basically.
He's right. He's a little bit of an advanced form of Michael Bay.
Yeah.
He just happens to get these properties that have a lot of story behind them that we just kind of give it a pass. Because
Yeah.
we eventually do see some good conversation and stuff like that. So, then we get another news story with Warner Brothers execs saying that they're worried that fans aren't going to understand the movie. It's like, what the fuck is to understand?
Yeah.
It's
It's Batman Superman. If
Batman Superman fight. Doomsday shows up. Wonder Woman helps out. They form the Justice League.
And I can understand where they're worried, because if you put like a person that's never heard of or seen Batman or Superman, which I don't know who would ever not.
The majority of the people that are going to see this movie are people that at least know enough about these characters.
Exactly. And if there's any, indication, look at what Deadpool did. I mean, they announced it was better. It had a better box office return than Iron Man 1, than the original Iron Man. I mean, that was huge. So if that's any indication for them, I mean, this is Batman Superman. So I really don't see any like worry that it's going to be bad, that fans aren't going to understand it.
Right. So then that kind of throws me off a little bit. And then speaking of Deadpool, thank you for helping me segue into my next point, which is that after we get all these reports about how successful Deadpool is, then just out of the blue, Warner Brothers goes, there's an R-rated cut of Batman v Superman that you're not going to see until the Blu-ray comes out. Well, doesn't that just seem like the timing just happens to be a little too convenient?
Yeah, it's a coincidence. No,
Right.
I definitely can see what they're trying to do. They're trying to keep pace with them, because it's, you put out an R-rated superhero film and everybody's just absolutely just up in arms over it. You know,
Right.
you had was it Watchmen an R-rated movie?
I think so.
I mean, you had Watchmen, but that was, that was one thing. But I mean, Warner Brothers is probably just trying to counteract it.
And then, because it's so easy to make an R-rated movie, because technically all you need is a couple swear words,
Yeah.
maybe a little bit of blood. So if they just did like 2 quick reshoots, then yeah, technically they said there's a half hour of footage that isn't being shown, including this mysterious gentleman alone, which no one has gotten right because everyone thought it was either Robin or Catwoman.
Did they announce who she was supposed to be? Okay.
They're leaving it a complete mystery until either, well, maybe it'll happen sometime before the Blu-ray comes out. That someone's gonna see an early cut of the footage and leak out that it's Silver St. Cloud or somebody else.
Yeah. There's rumors that it's supposed to be like Batgirl.
Maybe.
Barbara Gordon.
Yeah. So.
Oh my god! I just remembered something else I want to talk about.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead. No, but go ahead.
Well, no, that's basically. It's just all those points put together. To me, makes me very worried.
Yeah.
About this movie, that they're part of it. Maybe they're biting off a lot more than they can chew because, again, this is all those future movies and Suicide Squad because it's too late to go back now.
Yeah.
But all those other movies rest on the back of this movie that has just gone through so much random development crap.
Yeah, and they're putting pretty much all their all their chips in the corner because. Or all the chips on the table.
Yeah, all the eggs in the basket.
Yeah, all the eggs in the basket. Whatever.
Put your chips in the corner.
Put your chips in the corner. Get your Pringles out of here.
Your corner, eat your Pringles.
But they're putting all their eggs in a basket because they're already making a sequel to Suicide Squad. They're already making a standalone Batman. They're making the Justice League.
3 standalone Batmans.
Are they really making?
I thought it was just 1. I think they announced 3 already.
But they're making a 2-parter Justice League movie.
And they actually canceled the official Man of Steel 2. Because they were going to make it.
And it's just... God forbid this movie flop because that's gonna ruin Warner Brothers.
Right.
I don't think it will, but it's...
Yeah.
And that's kind of like what I'm kind of feeling a little sketchy about is... If Batman and Superman doesn't pan out, there's plenty of movies that people thought were going to be awesome, and you go in, and it's a steaming pile of just garbage.
Yeah.
Even if it's a great movie, if it doesn't live up to some standards, it's going to be considered a failure,
Right.
But I just...
Right, so it's like, that's what I'm saying, is I want to like this movie, and I think it's going to be a good movie. It's just, I'm not all in just yet.
Yeah, I completely understand that.
Okay, so there's something else you were going to bring up?
I want to talk. I want to talk about the fact that they got. Oh God, I forgot his name. The guy that played J. Jonah Jameson.
J.K. Simmons.
J.K. Simmons to play Commissioner Gordon. That is just awesome. I am so excited, and it's just so funny to me. But I'm really sad that I'm not going to be able to see him as Jameson anymore.
That was one of my problems with that casting.
Parker!
He's an awesome actor. He's got a ton of range. But that's the one thing is, A, that probably means we're not going to get him as J. Jonah Jameson. And B, did I say A or B? Okay. B, 2, whatever.
Be aggressive. Be
aggressive. I don't know, because he's in a comic book movie, unless he just extremely just dives in and sells it, I just can't picture him doing anything but complaining about Spider-Man pictures. No, it's just gonna be about a guy in a different suit.
Yeah,
that's it.
He's
an awesome actor.
I won't be. I'll be sitting in the theater watching him, and all I'll think about is just like Parker.
Right.
I want pictures of Spider-Man.
Right, and it's because they've been casting such famous people. That was when they first announced Ben Affleck as Batman, and I was okay with it. My biggest problem was that because he's so recognizable, because I watched all of Kevin Smith's movies, I see him as his characters in those movies.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It'll be fine.
I think it'll be okay.
Despite everything.
Yeah.
I'm still going to see it.
Oh yeah, I'm so excited about going to see it.
Yeah.
Did you hear about the report that said that the opening sequence for Batman is supposed to be kind of like a horror scene? They said the first time Batman comes on screen, it's gonna actually be labeled as a horror sequence. And I'm wondering if it's when he goes into that building and beats up on all those thugs, or if there's an actual like jump scare, like he's gonna be hiding in the shadows, getting ready to pounce on people. And that's something about the movie that I'm kind of intrigued by. Is I wonder if they're gonna make it dark, pretty like.
Oh, yeah. That's
you know,
definitely gonna be.
And I mean, if there's gonna be an R-rated cut, they gotta have like a lot of violence, a lot of just like
well, there
gritty.
was that one Twitter review that actually you posted on our page, where one of the bullet points was, if you like the dark / grittiness of Man of Steel, then you're gonna like this movie.
Oh, yeah.
So that's right there. It's gonna be dark. I wonder if it's the opening scene. I'm sure they won't open with
Maybe it'll.
Bruce's parents dying.
Oh.
Maybe.
Oh, that would be good. And that's another. This is a little bit of a tangent, but that casting was actually really awesome.
Oh God, yeah.
Martha Wayne as Maggie from Walking Dead.
Right.
I'm excited about that.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan is going to be Thomas Wayne.
Thomas Wayne.
He was the comedian in The Watchmen,
Yep.
and he's going to be Negan in The Walking Dead.
Yep. So that was a good set of casting right there.
I agree with that.
My thought was in the first trailer. Do you remember there was that guy that was tied up and he had the bat logo
Yeah, it was like
branded
branded
on him? I
Yeah.
wonder if it's gonna be something like that where he's gonna be hunting somebody and then just
that would
like
be
jump
cool.
out and grab him and then like show him like branding him or like carving him up. It just
I can dig that.
It's been a they've really come a long way since Adam West's Batman.
Oh, I still really wish we'd get a cameo from Adam West.
That would be really cool for Batman Superman.
There was I'm sure you might have seen it, and people watching this have probably seen it at some point, but there was the one meme going where in Dark Knight Rises, when he's flying away with the Batwing and he's got the bomb attached to it, and there was the meme that said, some days you just can't get rid of a bomb.
What did he ran into like nuns and he ran into
and there was
ducks.
a duck and like there was like a marching band.
And the marching band kept showing up.
He ran into all those people twice. I loved it.
I love
I want to watch that again.
We gotta watch that.
We can get drunk and watch that again.
Oh my god! There's a lot of stuff I want to get drunk and watch.
I agree.
I think I'm gonna go back and watch The Dark Knight Returns because it's on HBO. It's on demand, so I think I'm gonna watch that.
Blu-ray too, if you want.
Oh god, The Flashpoint Paradox. I think that's another movie I'm gonna try to watch. I've never seen it. I've never seen The Flashpoint Paradox.
So good. It's one of those things that just, if you question the Flash just because he's a dude that runs, obviously he still runs in this, but it's such a good story. And then, well, all right, since you haven't seen it yet, I won't go into other things about it. But yeah, it's so good.
I know about the Batman sequence, about like what happens instead.
Oh, okay. So yeah, a lot of people are hoping we get that because there's a whole story in the comics attached to that.
Yep. I'm excited about watching that, but okay. So back to Batman Superman.
Right.
One of the things, another thing I really didn't like.
Okay.
I'm still not convinced about Doomsday. I don't like the way he looks. And you remember what I told you? Because you were trying to figure out what he looks like, and I told you he looked like a Ninja Turtle. He still looks like a Ninja Turtle.
He still looks like a Ninja Turtle.
And it bugs me a little bit. Like people are saying like, well, he's gonna die and he'll regenerate and he's gonna get like meaner looking. And
yeah,
he's gonna...
there's apparently, because I don't know as much about that character, but apparently he grows more spikes and might eventually look more like. And
I like the idea that it's Zod, like Zod's body.
That's cool. I like that.
I like that idea to kind of bring him back, but I'm not sold on it yet. But apparently he's not the biggest threat.
Right.
And in the movie, they're making it really seem like Superman's gonna be the villain. Like Batman's the guy that's doing the right thing, and Superman's the one that's standing in his way. I really feel like they're trying to antagonize or really try to make Superman come off as the bad guy in this movie.
That'd be interesting. There's mixed feelings about it because Superman's always been the Boy Scout, and that would be the first time we'd see him otherwise.
Yeah, I mean
Never thought about that.
It's going to be an interesting thing to see how far they've really brought Batman. Because what is Batman to them? Is he a vigilante in Gotham, or is he accepted as part of the force? Like, has Commissioner Gordon been working with him yet? Have the citizens really been leaning on him, or is he like public enemy number one? Because Superman's going to be public enemy number one wherever he goes, like around the world, to the government.
So, yeah, maybe because basically, at least if we're going off the end of Man of Steel, the biggest thing, at least, that the government doesn't like about him is that they can't control him. Because eventually, he did help people. It's just
What if the roles reversed and Batman's really working for the government?
that could be it. The way it makes it seem, because in one of the trailers where you see Lex Luthor has kryptonite,
Yep.
and what does Batman need to beat Superman?
Kryptonite.
So, my opinion is that Lex eventually just hires Batman. But does Lex know who Batman really is? I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. By that little in the gala that we brought up earlier, he made it seem like he might have an idea, because he came off saying this is the kind of guy you don't want to mess with. So I wonder if he has an idea.
I want to pick a fight with this guy.
Yeah. I want to pick a fight with this guy, but
Sorry.
and then he loses his hair. I'm excited. I looked up.
Does he lose his
original.
hair or does he have a wig?
I think he'll lose his hair. I don't know. He might have a wig. He might have already lost it.
Maybe it is.
But maybe
Do that to make him look less threatening.
Yeah, maybe the kryptonite will have that kind of effect on him after he finds it, and it'll be radioactive and have him lose his hair.
The thing, going back what you were talking about how Batman is seen in Gotham's public.
Yeah.
It is a great question. The only thing, at least off the top of my head, that I can think of that makes me think he's at least generally accepted, at least by the public, maybe not by the authorities, is there was that one Super Bowl commercial, the Turkish Airlines,
Yeah.
where when they're flying through Gotham and they kind of say, maybe you'll catch a glimpse of a local celebrity. That if he was anything but like the most hated person in Gotham, that they wouldn't have dropped that.
Yeah, they wouldn't have mentioned that.
Right. That's the only thing I can kind of maybe tilt it towards people at least like him.
Yeah. But I think that would be an interesting spin on it if Superman turned out to be the villain in this movie.
That'd be neat.
Because they did say that Doomsday wasn't going to be the biggest threat. But what if
Gabby
there's a lot of stuff that they could reference. They could reference what the fuck's his name?
Bizarro? Or...
No. Bigger, meaner. He was in the origin story.
Isn't that like a Nego?
No.
Whatever.
God. Darkseid.
Oh, you're talking about
What if Darkseid is going to make an appearance at like the end of the credits or something to set up the Justice League?
It's possible.
It's possible. There's a lot of possibilities.
Because the other thing, and this story just came out a couple days ago, that there's like a part of a promotional thing. There's like a Lex Luthor, like what's it called?
LexCorp.
LexCorp. There's a LexCorp website, and it kind of briefly states the early stages of a Brainiac project. So there's rumors that maybe not a Justice League villain, but maybe just a villain somewhere in the future.
Yeah.
They're planting the seeds of him.
Yeah,
That's what I'm getting at.
The dark seeds.
The darks.
There's a lot of possibilities they can go with, and with the Justice League movie, I mean, they're already filming it, so they have the ideas, they have the
Start
script.
filming next month.
Yeah, they start filming next month. So.
Principal photography.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
No, it's okay. What about the suit in Bruce's lair, Batman's lair?
Oh, the Robin suit?
The Robin suit. Do you think there's going to be a nod to Jason Todd there?
There's going to be a nod at least. Because, obviously one of the Batman stories we want to see most is Red Hood.
Oh my God.
And if...
That has to be.
But...
That's something that has to be R-rated. With the Killing Joke coming out?
Yeah. And I just thought of this, is one of the reasons why I don't think we'll be seeing a Red Hood movie necessarily. Depends upon where it falls in the timeline.
Yeah.
Because the Batman movies that they're talking about doing after maybe, I don't know, but after Batman v Superman, is earlier than what we're seeing in Batman v Superman.
Yeah.
So if he's looking at Dead Robin's suit, I just got thrown off there for a second. But if he's looking at Dead Robin's suit, then probably, depending on how far back they go,
kids, before I knew your Aunt Robin.
Before Robin died. That's a whole other discussion of How I Met Your Mother ending. But Batman. But yeah, I want to see a Red Hood movie, but just based on the timing, unless they change the origin of it, I don't know if we're gonna see it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's one of the movies that I'm kind of looking forward to seeing if they'll try to pull off, but
But there's, sorry, one of those things that people are thinking is that Batman uses that suit and looking at it as kind of a motivational tool because
never
and
again.
never again. And it's one of those things. It was one of the things I kind of laughed at a little bit in the first full trailer that we see. How the look that Ben Affleck gets when he kind of gets mad, like his eyes get really wide. And I don't know if I can recreate the grin, but it's a goofy looking face. That's like it almost looks like he's really hamming it up. But yeah, it's one of those things where he kind of pumps himself up, and it's like, I'm going to go fight crime.
That's
what's going to make me not hold back.
Yeah.
Thinking about the fact that my worst enemy killed my sidekick.
Yeah. So never again is he ever going to, take the chance, like let something slide.
Right.
Because it's probably going to take
That's a good point.
motivation at that. But
That
so
applies to
do you like the casting of Ben Affleck as Batman?
I like the casting of Ben Affleck as Bruce Wayne.
Okay.
And I think he can do a good Batman. I like the fact that they're doing the voice modulator instead of grumbles, which, oh, God.
That's clever.
Yes. The look. I like the color scheme of the suit. Just for some reason, it makes him look fat. It makes him look fat. If you look
This
at
suit make me look fat?
Exactly. And now I can say, yes, Bruce, it makes you look fat. And then, because like if you look at it, was it Entertainment Weekly? It had the cover with the trio on it, and it's just Batman. It's like it looks like his gut is coming out more than his pecs.
Yeah.
And then there's another thing. I wish I had a picture of it. I might post it when we kind of run through the finishing touches of this.
Yeah.
But in the TV spot, after he crashes the Batmobile into Superman.
Yeah.
And then he just randomly drops a, "Tell me, do you bleed?" And then Superman's like, "Huh?" And he flies off. And then Batman looks up and he's kind of got this blank stare in his face. And part of it might just be because they still give him the pupils, even though you can see through Deadpool that you can do a look with the blanked out eyes.
Yeah.
But regardless of that, he gives this look up and he doesn't look mad. He doesn't look confident. He looks bored. He's like this, "You will." Man, like, the fuck, what are you doing?
He doesn't put enough emotion behind it. Well, maybe that's the way that they want it to come off. Maybe they want Bruce to just be so like emotionless and just so, careless. Like not really.
At least he could have looked intimidating. But that's maybe it'll make more sense in the context of the scene. But those are my only real gripes with Ben Affleck casting. Otherwise, I'm okay with it.
I agree. I think he's gonna make an excellent Bruce Wayne actually, because the sequence when he's talking to Alfred about all the lives lost during that fight sequence,
If we think there's a 1% chance that he's bad, we have to take it as an absolute certainty.
I heard that and I'm like, that is Bruce Wayne.
Yes.
That is the guy that can pull Bruce Wayne off, because when you watch the animated series, and that's what I base a lot of my stuff on, because I think that's the best interpretation of Batman is the animated series.
Right.
And I heard a little bit of was it Tim Conroy? Kevin Conroy. I'm sorry. I should know.
When I hear that, I think Tim Conway, and he's like an old piece of crap, whatever. Tim Allen. Tim Allen is Batman. Wilson. Oh God, cast the guy who played Wilson as Alfred.
That actually would be funny.
Thanks a lot, Greg.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
But when I heard Ben Affleck's, that monologue, that was Bruce Wayne to me. That was the perfect just intensity and the perfect tone. And I'm like, that's dead on. That's excellent. So I see him as Bruce Wayne, and I can see where you're coming on with Batman, but I really think it's just he's so seasoned and he's so battle worn that it's just he doesn't show as much emotion. He stays so somber and just so aloof.
Maybe that's too much.
What, aloof?
Yeah.
Aloofa? Aloofa.
The bad loofah.
The bad loofah.
Anyway, I'm sorry.
But you know, I was very skeptical at first, but I'm really looking forward to seeing how, you know, overall Ben Affleck does.
Yes.
So, with the cameos, you want to talk a little about the cameos? Who do you think is going to show up in the film?
Well, we know for sure Aquaman
Yep,
is going to be there.
Jason
Which-
Momoa.
Here's the thing about Aquaman, at least in this case, I don't hate the look of him, but I don't like the look of him either.
Yeah.
Because if you think like Under the Sea Warlord,
Under
or
the
whatever-
sea.
Under the
Please,
sea. Please, Jason Momoa, the song. But if you get that image in your head, then Jason Momoa is in costume is what you see.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that's not what the comics is. That's not what whatever the TV shows were. The fucking Super Friends, if you're gonna refer back there. But I think
Meanwhile,
yeah, in the fucking Under the Sea. if
and the Hall of
they
Justice.
they could have made that work.
Okay.
I think. But again, since they're taking such a dark tone, I understand it. We'll see how it actually works because we haven't seen him in action. We haven't heard what kind of voice he's going to do, whatever. The Flash casting, I'm going to have to wait and see. Because Ezra Miller, the only thing I've seen him in is Perks of Being a Wallflower. And it's hard to get any further from the spectrum of dark superhero movie than drama / hint of romance with Logan Lerman and Emma Watson.
Wasn't he? Yeah, I know. I'm telling you, I thought they could have gotten Emma Watson. I think if they do another Batman series, it needs to be Emma Watson as Poison Ivy.
I could get behind that.
Yeah,
Her doing anything.
I'm sure you could get behind that.
I will get behind that, in front of it, and on top, underneath, all over. I'm sorry.
Ezra Miller was in. Wasn't he also in that? There was that weird ass movie with. God, he was like a whiny intern, and he was like 17, lived with his mom. And
Ooh, wait. I know what you're talking about. I can't think of it. Oh, this is killing me.
Bill Hader was in it, right?
Oh, you know what? You know what else he was in? He was in Trainwreck.
That's the one I'm talking about, Trainwreck.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
Yeah, he was in Trainwreck.
Yeah.
And I remember like watching that, and I'm like, "That's gonna be the Flash," because you nudged me, and you're like, "That's the Flash."
Yeah.
I'm like, "What?" And you're like, "Yeah, that's gonna be the cinematic Flash." And I'm like, "No, I don't see it."
There was, I don't know how official it was. There was like a weird promo picture that came out, and it had Ben Affleck, Gal Gadot, Henry Cavill, Jason Momoa, and it had Ezra Miller, and it looked like he had gotten his haircut. It kind of looked like a mid-late 90s kind of looking haircut, because you could tell he bleached it blonde to look like Barry Allen.
Yeah.
And I'm still gonna have to wait and see.
Yeah.
And it's another one of those things because I'm so used to the TV Flash. I
haven't watched any of that either.
It's so good.
And Arrow, I need to catch up on Arrow.
I only watched the first season of Arrow, and it makes it a little bit difficult because every once in a while in the Flash they reference things that happen in Arrow. Mm-hmm. It's usually only when the crossovers happen, but for the most part you can watch the Flash separately. It's so good, and the guy who plays him, he keeps getting better as in his acting skills, and it's gonna be hard to top that. And that's, you know what? And unless you got something to say, that leads me into another thing.
No, I got nothing.
Okay.
What?
Because one of the things that I thought of, and I know this has been going around, so, you know, and if you agree with this or you disagree or however you feel, let us know in the comments. That because they've decreed that the TV shows, Arrow, Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, whatever else they might do in the future, is separate from what's happening in the movies, hence the casting. But what I want to see, and what I think if they don't do it, they're stupid not to do it, is to consider the TV stuff as like Earth 1 or Earth 3 or whatever, and eventually they could cross over their universes.
Yeah.
In whether it's a TV special or a movie special, I'm sure it would be much easier if you're in the movie to just pay Grant Gustin and whoever else, just like a couple $100,000, whatever, to just show up in this movie, and people would lose their minds over that.
Yeah.
It would be so good.
There was a reference to that on the internet, and I thought that was an excellent idea. I mean, they set up the idea for parallel universes.
Yeah,
Why
in
not?
the Flash.
You have the opportunity, and hell, if you don't find somebody to play Green Arrow, take who's playing
Stephen Amell.
Yeah, take Stephen Amell. He's doing a great job.
He's
he's
awesome.
He's doing one hell of a job as Arrow. So
I agree. So
I think that'd be awesome.
I wanted to put that out there. How it would be such a layup if they have it.
Yeah,
it's right in their pockets.
Yeah.
They should do it.
I think they should too.
Okay.
You think the Joker's gonna show up? You think Jared Leto's gonna make an appearance?
Yes, at least a cameo. I think they casted him and showed him off in makeup early enough to where they could easily shoehorn him into the movie.
That'd be cool if that was like the intro of just Batman taking Joker down.
Do that. They could have him there, or they could have a flashback, because we know there's going to be a flashback to the Martha Wayne and Thomas Wayne thing, or have an end credit scene. Let's talk about that. Do you think the end credit scene will relate to any specific character, or do you think it'll be more about a Justice League?
Well, you know what? I don't know if it's going to be about the Justice League, because I think Marvel kind of beat him to the punch when they brought in the Avenger Initiative, and they kind of every movie they pushed it a little bit further every time.
Right.
And then to the end of, I think it was Captain America, where they had the full-on trailer for the Avengers, which was awesome. I think you could. It's a very big possibility, but I think you could just maybe hint at a villain.
It's either they'll hint at a Justice League villain, or they'll probably touch on some Batman stuff since they're gonna have so much more focus on that. Because if the movie is called Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, you think any Justice League business they would take care of in the full film itself.
Yeah. This is just the beginning. This is at the end of the movie, I would expect them to be Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman saying, all right, we got to work together, and from now on, we have to protect this world, because who else is gonna?
And I know a couple of people that can help us enter the Flash and Aquaman.
And then Cyborg.
Yeah, that's right, Cyborg. He's gonna show up.
Yeah, he's supposed to make a cameo too in his human form. So that's something else.
Pre armor.
Yeah, pre-armor.
Okay.
So.
Not sure how I feel.
And then you got all the standalone films, but I'm really looking forward to it. I can't wait for the next week and a half to be up.
Yes.
I'm gonna be sitting, almost front row, just in awe. 2.5 hours of just pure.
I do like
geekness.
The fact that it's going to be 2.5 hours because we need that much with these characters. We want that much of these characters. So why not just drive it home like that?
Yeah, just do it.
Yes, just do it.
Just do it.
Sponsored by Nike.
Sponsored by Nike. All right. Well, I think
I think we've covered just about everything that you or I have to say about this movie. We are both ready to see it. We're gonna see it opening weekend, and we are also gonna be doing a review, hopefully by the end of opening weekend.
Yep. And hopefully we can get some more people in here, get their comments, get their concerns.
We'll try and get more of the 165 Entertainment team to show up to a movie review. So stay tuned for that, as well as other gameplay and other discussion videos.
And remember, only in a few months, my man Captain America is going to be here. We've
got a bunch of things to talk about that.
Yeah,
but
that's
Marvel side.
That's the Marvel side. That's discussion for another time. So,
but until then, it's all DC.
It's all DC.
I think they've earned it.
Oh, they've earned it. All right, Batman, Superman. Batman or Superman? Who are you rooting for?
It's weird to say it like this. To call Superman an underdog, I kind of want to see Superman finally get a win.
Yeah.
Under his belt.
Okay. I don't. I want to see Batman beat him up, put him in his place.
And I'm generally okay with that.
generally okay. Hi everyone, thanks for watching our preview for Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice, coming out this Thursday. Go ahead and give us a thumbs up and a subscribe below if you enjoyed what you saw. Leave us any feedback you have in the comments section below. Click on Batman Nightfall if you'd like to go to our page and see more of our content, including our review of Deadpool. And as always, this has been 165 Entertainment. But tell me, Superman, do you bleed? You will.